Hey, what's up, guys? And this is my new playlist. I have started a new playlist regarding blockchain where I will be sharing my knowledge. It's been quite a while since I am reading about blockchain. I wanted to gain more knowledge, and I am a blockchain curious guy. But though I'm not quite a bit experienced in the coding part, but regarding the concepts I am okay now. So I am making these videos to make my viewers be aware of what's going on and what are the concepts involved in the blockchain industry. It's quite difficult for me to make these contents because I am a full-time business analyst guy, a data engineer in a logistics company. So yeah, but I will try to make these videos as simple as it. And let's start. Okay. Please like, but before that, before we start, please like and subscribe. It takes very much efforts of me because I do it in my free time. So please support this channel and please like and subscribe so that we can grow. Okay. Coming to the concept of blockchain, well, there will be around 13 episodes in this, of yeah, maybe more than that, in this blockchain series. But today's session will be kind of an intro session. So, yeah, uh, t- talking about blockchain, well, blockchain is not a new concept, it's an old concept. Even this discussion was already there in the year 2000, 2008, 1990s also. But before the blockchain, there were there was a concept something like e-cash proposed by David Combe. He's a computer scientist guy. Please Google about his biography. We don't have to discuss it here. Well, the concept of e-cash was regarding to have accountability and anonymity. Well, accountability, why? Because it was difficult to trace everything with hard cash, and it is also difficult to maintain those ledgers. So, and anonymity because we have to also maintain the privacy of the lender and the taker. So after that, the blockchain concept came into picture. The first decentralized blockchain was proposed by it's still unclear whether it was a single person or a group of person in the 2008, called Satoshi Nakamoto. I will not go into the discussion of centralized or decentralized blockchain because it's a big debate in itself. Uh, but we know that the common discussion online that is available is that we are fed up with the centralized way of centralized banks or centralized way of governance, so we want everything to take into account. But I leave that to the viewers to decide what is best and where they should keep their faith on. Okay, so I okay why I have this particular introductory session, because many of my colleagues say that Bitcoin is blockchain, but in reality, Bitcoin is not blockchain. People, most people don't understand it. It's much more than that. Bitcoin is just a tiny bit from the entire blockchain environment. But I agree that blockchain popularity started with Bitcoin. Okay, coming to the concept, well, it's a technology, and the power of blockchain is that it removes the intermediary. What do I mean by intermediary? For example, if I am born in India, if I want to send money to my parents, I use TransferWise or if I have to or any other intermediary and they charge me some money like a exchange fee or transfer fee. But with blockchain concept, it is now easy. We have to spend less money in the transfer. So through this tech, it is possible to transfer or pay or move a digital currency from one person to another. It removes the intermediary during the transfer of currency. That is the power. So we can save more money. I can imagine I was in Ethiopia from 2013 till 2016. I think July, 3 years I was there. I can some currency when I used to get paid in naira, sorry, in beers, Ethiopian beer, and if I have to send some money to India, then I have to convert it to euros, then sorry, convert it to dollars, then and where the banks also charge some money there, then dollars I will send it to India, and there also the bank used to charge me some money. But now with the blockchain, it's very easy to transfer it within one day or immediately, and also the transfer fee is very less. Okay, moving forward with the concept. Well, blockchain. So the word goes like blockchain means it, there is a chain of blocks. In that way, we can perceive it, like pages of a report folder. If there is a folder and you add pages to it, we only add the validated pages, not any random pages. The file, yeah. So then, blockchain is similar, something similar to that. It's an open ledger which is made available to public. And what do I mean by open ledger? Open ledger is it records the chain of transactions. As I said, in office, when I will do a filing, in the file, the pages that I will add must be validated. I should have checked it. I cannot add any rubbish to a file. Similarly, open ledger, please think it as a file, so that in that the in that ledger, the each block is like a page. So it records the chain of transactions, like a chain of transactions. The transaction could be like a receipt, like when you do a supermarket shopping, after you paid the bill you get a receipt. So the transactions can be said as a store receipt. For example, a open ledger is something like this. Structure is like this. For example, Bruce sent €50 to $50 to Clark. That is one transaction. Bruce sent money to Clark. So that is the first page of the open ledger. Then Clark sent $25 to Arthur. That is the second page, or the second block in the open ledger. Arthur sent money to Hal. Then that is the third block. This transaction is a third block, means we are keeping the entire history of all the transactions that is happening in that blockchain. Remember, in that blockchain, each cryptocurrency can have their own blockchains. So we will come to that. There are many episodes which we will be discussing about that. So if we are taking a currency and that currency is the most underlying layer is the blockchain, then all the transactions are recorded in a ledger. So everyone, the blockchain, everyone can see who has what. It's open, so that's why it's transparent. Everyone can see what are the transactions happening and decide whether a transaction, or take part in the decision of whether a transaction is valid or not. This is a very good thing, the transparent. But generally, and this is the power of decentralization also, because in a bank, if I deposit money, my brother bum or son, means I am some, then my brother bum cannot see how much I deposited. It's like it's a closed ledger. So to make it more transparent, that is the underlying concept of the blockchain or modern day blockchain, to make everything transparent so that there is less illegal activities happening. And that is what the banks are most scared of, because they will lose the power. Okay, this is the third attribute of the blockchain. It is distributed. So problem of earlier day ledger, that it is centralized. As I said, the banks used to keep, in earlier days they used to keep the records in something like a very this kind of copies. There was specific ledger copies sold in the market, but now I think it's gone, but maybe in some villages there are. And those ledgers were centrally managed, and these ledgers are access to limited people only. So the trust was forced, because anyone can tamper with it. But the concept of open ledger is, it is distributed, and distributed among the people, and the people in the blockchain are called nodes. The people use a PC or an app or a laptop or a tablet or any kind of hardware, and that represents a node. Here, not needed to store the ledger centrally, but rather it is distributed across the web. The blockchain is, or the whole ledger is distributed across the web platform, so that no one can attempt to corrupt it. Because if someone wants to corrupt it, everyone can see it. Something like that in the web. The past transactions cannot be altered or changed. It is for everyone. How? We will be discussing it in the further slides. Why it cannot be altered? Because one can argue that, okay, a hacker can come quickly and choose any of this one node and then alter it and then can get away with the money. But that is not possible. So till now we covered what is blockchain. It's a chain of blocks. Blocks are the ledgers, and the ledgers are like the records of each transactions. It is distributed, it is central, it is decentralized, and it is for everyone, whoever is participating in the blockchain. Till now we are done. We are okay. So next one, we're going little bit deeper. As I mentioned, that each, in an open ledger, each this block is connected through a chain, and that is, and these are all validated. But what are the attributes of this block? We'll be discussing it in this slide. So each block is like a data container. In that block there is a data of who has sent money to whom. That is the data content there. There is something information, there is information of a hash, and hash is a 64 byte big number like this, created by SHA-256 algorithm. We don't have to learn it by heart now, but we will learn it in the subsequent sessions. Just remember that this block is like a data container. Inside the container there is information, and this information is encrypted or secured through a hash. Hash, yeah, just it's a random number. Well, all these pictures are taken during taken from the conference video conference sessions happened in Sweden 2018 by Xavier de Cooper. So I'm very much thankful. So that's why I given the reference. These are very simple photographs or snippets that I got from that session. So which is very easy to understand also. Okay, so the block has information of the transaction, that is the data. Block has information of the hash, because it is encrypted. Block also has information of the previous block, means it has the information of the hash of the previous block, something like this. Well, these three can be represented like the, or this one can be represented like this. So the first block, which is the mother block, has information of the previous block as 0, but it has the information of the hash and information of the data or the transactions. The second block has reference to the previous block and has hash of its own and the data inside it, that is the transaction. The third block has hash of its own and it has information of the previous block. Till here we are clear. We understood what is the meaning of a block. Well, blockchain is a big word. It's simple. It's a chain connecting the blocks, and each block has these three information. Simple. Then little bit information or an advanced information about the hash. Well, hash are 64 byte, these big digit, big numbers, big combination of alphabets and numbers. And the miners, which we always hear, that very costly GPUs that people are using. There are mining machines, big mining machines, costly mining machines. Excuse me, costly mining machines. These miners are in the work of guessing this big big string. So the GPU will be running in 1 second. It will be creating millions of these random strings, and the miner who can correctly guess each blocks, not the previous but the current hash, gets the opportunity to put this block in the blockchain. And when he puts it, other people in the whole blockchain network, ting ting, get a notification that the block is added. Now they are in the process of validating it. If they validate, then everyone gets the copy of that block, because everyone has the same MB or GB or kilobytes of the ledger with them. Everyone has a copy, has the same copy. If everyone doesn't have a saved copy, then it is invalidated, and yeah, it is corrupted, and then it is, yeah, again, there is many things happening there, but I will not go into the detail. Okay, then open ledger is distributed. So there is an open ledger which transaction in which the transactions are added. Adding means bookkeeping. As I mentioned here, added means if this block is validated, then it is added to this open ledger. To add a new row of transaction, 2 steps has to be added. Means for this block to be, this block is somewhere here, or a new block to get added to this blockchain, there are 2 steps. One is a validation step, and second one is guessing the key or the hash to add the transaction to the ledger. We'll be going into detail in the next video session. For current information, the person who does these 2 steps are called miners, and these miners, when they guess the hash, they get rewarded. And how they get rewarded? They get rewarded with the blockchain coin only. Means each blockchain has its own coin or a token. They get own coin, then they get rewarded with the same blockchain's coin, intrinsic coin. Alice wants to send, if I take this example, then Alice wants to send money to BAM, and if Alice initiates this transfer of money, then this is called a transaction. The transaction has to be recorded in the ledger, and that could be done by these 2 steps. Okay, till here I think everybody understood. Okay, I want to share some information about work of miners. Okay, this part is attributed towards proof of work. Every time in the news, one must be hearing about proof of work. Ethereum is going towards proof of stake. If it goes to proof of stake, then the price of Ethereum will increase. Ethereum 2 is coming. This kind of concepts. Well, proof of work, it means it's a consensus algorithm. Consensus algorithm, I have a video on that. Don't worry about it. We will be discussing in detail. But just like a advanced knowledge, uh, pre-video knowledge that consensus algorithms are like a mechanism, because suppose you are working in an office and there are 8 people for a project. Each person will have their own ideas, but if for the project to get executed, everyone has to come to agree towards one single decision, or everybody has to have a consensus towards a way of working. That mechanism is called consensus algorithm, but we will discuss in that. So that is why we have these algorithms in a distributed environment to bring everyone to consensus. We have this consensus algorithm which everyone runs, and accordingly they validate. Okay. The work of miners is that they keep guessing the hash, or that is called keys, with the computational power. Computational power means like these mining machines. The cheap ones are like 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, but the expensive ones are like 12 GB RAM and 24 GB RAM. Like RTX 4090, which is costing around 4,000 euros. They have a hash rate of more than 80 90 yeah, I think tetra hertz per second or something like that there is there. But they have like this, they use these big GPUs and multiple GPUs to increase the guessing capacity, and the more number of guess, because if I do the permutation combination of what kind of permutation combination to reach towards, or how many numbers I have to guess, or digits I have to guess, or strings I have to guess to reach to this exact same hash, then I can imagine it's in trillions, or more than that. Till it matches the random key of the transaction. People keep guessing till it matches the random key of the transaction. After the key is found, the transaction get synchronized with the ledger. This one we discussed. Then the miner publishes the result to the entire web network. Means after the miner, means there will be thousands of miners. From that, one miner will get the right answer. After he or she gets the right answer, they will declare it and get the honor to add that block into the ledger. And once they add it, others will validate it. The others will they take the validated transaction and add it to their own ledger and work on a different unsolved transaction, because everyone is in a cat and mouse run, that, or in a horse race, that they have to find the solution. But there is only one person who is able to find the solution. They will add it. The guy will add it, and then after he or she adds it to the block, then everyone will check that whether the thing that he did is correct or not. People will stop working on uh, trying to find the hash key, because the hash key is already found. So why they will waste time? So they will validate it, then people will proceed to the next block. Yes. Okay, this one we covered. Okay, with that we have come to a conclusion. For reference, I have just our credits given to Sai Rubin, City Innovation Lab, for his talks. With that, we have come to an end, and keep learning, guys. If I have to revise, we discussed about the general terminologies of blockchain, and the work of miners is related to consensus algorithms. Consensus algorithms are of different types, but the most famous one is the work of the miners, or the GPU one, which is the proof of work. So I discussed here, but we will discuss about other consensus algorithms in the future videos. Okay, I hope everyone learned something of the blockchain. With that, have a nice day and take care and stay safe. Goodbye.